Yo, what's up, my good people? Give me a one in the comments to let me know if you could hear me okay. We're gonna answer some questions about what went down at the Marathon Burger grand opening, right? I see you guys have already started talking trash to me, which is it's a good sign, actually. An insufferable blowhard. It's nice to know that whatever it is I'm doing is challenging you ignorant negro. I'm not gonna say that. Is challenging the ignorant among us to improve their vocabulary. Ignorant blowhard is a new one, but I like it. I like it. I like to see y'all using your words, not being like almighty suspect, repeating the same thing over and over. Right? We are definitely on an upward trajectory. If you don't know what that means, I'm not going to tell you, go look it up. And we are trying to be better today than we were yesterday. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you are a fan of No Jumper, you can consider this like your No Jumper therapy session. You spent a long week of observing degeneracy, ingesting degeneracy, and simp behavior, and now you come to me for that Monday morning. That Monday morning pep talk to get you in the right state of mind. So recently, I'm trying to get my voice back, so I'm talking low. Recently, there's been a lot of talk about this situation that unfolded at the Marathon Burger grand opening at Venice Beach. So you got a lot of people saying a lot of different things. Me, myself, Rich Trapper, we were up in the spot. Gangland Neem, Matt Damon. Not Matt Damon. Matt, what's that fool's name? Matt, the basketball player. Why does his name escape me? Matt. I forgot it. Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes. Kendrick Perkins was there. Crazy, right? We were all there. And all of, the 60 Crip dudes was there, the 40s. I got to hang around a little bit with Dodie Six. That was cool. I got to meet a lot of people. And let me just tell you, the streets love what we got going here. And when I say me, I say we, I mean me and the kinfolk, the people who come in and the day one originals on this channel, the OGs on this channel, because people who've been with me for this 5 years that I've been online, they know that I've kept my message consistent about the betterment of like all people, really, more specifically Black folks, and just about practicing what I preach and never being a liar. I will never get on the internet and lie to you. And to me, that should be a really big deal, especially in this space that we all find ourselves in lately, where a lot of lies are being told and a lot of dudes are saying things just to try to get attention and to get motion and get traction. A lot of people in LA got nothing going on. So they think that they can get a little motion off of something that's going on with you, they'll pretty much say anything, right? That's the way it is. But anyway, so we're going to just talk about the obvious facts that prove that almighty Cruspect Antoine Dotson did not show up to Marathon Burger looking for smoke with myself or Rich Trapper. There's just some obvious things that anyone with a brain can see and know this guy's tough act is just an act. He's not really trying to catch no fades or fight with nobody or chase nobody down on the LA streets. None of that. Okay, so the first situation is this, and you guys have seen all the screenshots and videos, so we ain't got to go over no more videos. The first thing is this, and this should be obvious to everyone. Guys, I was on No Jumper announcing where I would be on Saturday, May 31st, when I would be there, and who I would be there with all week long. I formally invited every single member of the No Jumper cast to come up to Marathon Burger and hang out with me and the dudes from 60s and the dudes from 40s and enjoy the Marathon grand opening. There's no denying that. Anyone who tries to deny that, you're a bigger mark than suspect. I announced to every single person, including suspect, the day of the incident where he pulled the knife. I announced it to everybody. I said at 11 a.m., because I actually got the time wrong. It didn't start till 12 a.m., but I said that I would be there at 11 a.m. on Saturday, May 31st, hanging out at the Marathon Burger grand opening. I said that. There's no one who can deny that. And so when you see the situation where Almighty Suspect shows up at 6:30 p.m., if you look at his story on Instagram, he showed up at 6:30 p.m. talking about, I heard niggas was looking for me. Bro, we've been up there since 12. And the event ended at 4. They took down everything by 4:30. So how were you coming up there to run into us or to prove that we weren't going to do anything, right? And you got Trap News Network in here talking about, here this nigga go. No facts. Hey, Brandon was there with the homies. He was chilling with the Lokes. Right. So how are you even making this? How are you even insinuating that you were coming up there to address all smoke or to make yourself available for fades when you left? when you didn't even show up till we were all gone? Bro, if I'm with Dodie 6, if I'm hanging around where this dude is at, right? And y'all didn't even see all the stuff. But if I'm hanging around where Dodie 6 is at, clearly I'm not trying to hide from nobody. Clearly, I don't know them dudes. I don't know Dodie 6. I don't know none of them dudes from 40s. I knew a couple of dudes from 60s that I actually went to school with because they went to school down in Long Beach. But I didn't know nobody from 40s. I met some people. You know what I'm saying? That's another person who wasn't there, Tariq Nasheed. But to insinuate that like you were coming there to like engage with me or that I left before you got there, it's just absolutely stupid. Even the guy, Burnhurst, baby, that dude, I don't even think that dude knew who I was. When he was like fat cuz, I think he was talking about somebody else, actually. So, but even if someone showed us something, which, because I feel like I remember someone saying, suspect is up here. And then I was like, he is? Okay. And then we were standing around, and like an hour later, maybe an hour. I didn't see, bro. And then I was like, I gotta go. Me and my lady had a engagement we was going to. And the crazy thing is, one thing I know, Trap News, I don't even think he knew who I was. I think he was talking about Reg. Yeah. That's who I think he was talking about. Cause Trap News was with another dude who's big too. And so I don't think he was talking about me. Because no one showed me anything on the phone. No one came up to me, say anything. And I will remember Burnhurst, baby, because he looks like a noticeable dude. He's a big dude too. But yeah, I don't think that was about me, which is fine. It's just the way it go. People assume but Yeah, I know Reg. Reg was rolling around with us when we was walking around and stuff. So he was also a big dude. So it doesn't matter. But no. Hey, you know what the beautiful thing about this is? This show is unique among all shows because unlike anyone else, I put the StreamYard link right in the comments. So if you want to come up and say what you think you know, you're welcome to do that. But I will tell you, if you were there, which many people were there, literally I was walking around unbothered. There was a time where I split away from Trap News Network and I was walking around by myself, just chilling, talking to the homies from Compton, talking to some people that I didn't even know, but they wanted to talk to me. So we was we were chopping it up. But yeah, just this idea. And then there's another thing too. If you from LA or California, which would give this away, Reg Dog TV, right? Brandon was moving around freely, facts. But there's another thing that hey, 100% Trap News, laugh out loud. I had to go find this nigga. He was for show solo. I was chilling, bro. What up, Snoop? Snoop, hey Brandon, I was 05 at Cabrillo. You was yeah. Yep, 100%. But this is what I'm telling you. One thing you're going to notice about me if you ever come to Cali, I know a ton of people from a ton of places. LA, all them different. I'm a Long Beach dude, though. I keep it Long Beach. Like, that's my business. What's going on in Long Beach? I don't politic on LA dudes, none of because I'm not. I don't even barely know how to say the word Burnhurst or Burnhurst. So you know I'm not in LA. That's a street. I know that. That's all I know. But oh yeah, Deshaun, yeah. He lives in Cabrillo Nightmares, man. Just know that for football. But so this is another thing that doesn't happen in LA. Anyone will tell you, especially if you're looking for smoke. Any dude who been in the streets, what dudes is gonna pull up to confront his ops and give them a 4-hour warning that he's coming? Any of you dudes, I know all y'all think y'all tough. Any of y'all hood dudes in here, what guy is gonna pull up on his ops and give them a 4-hour notice that he's on his way? That's my question. Oh, I'm gonna pull up on them and see what they really talking about. Let me go on Instagram and say, oh, let's see what these marathon burgers is hitting for. That's my question. That's my question. If you really wanted to have a natural reaction and you really wanted to show people, yeah, I'm not scared, I'll be outside. I'm gonna pull up on these dudes and watch. They ain't gonna do nothing. Why post on Instagram? I didn't post on Instagram before I showed up. I did announce I would be there. If you was really gonna go, suspect, when I said, hey, I'm gonna be at Marathon grand opening, sitting 5 feet away from you, why didn't you just say, bet, I'm gonna be up there too? I want you guys to even think deeper about this. If bro knew where I was gonna be, if he knew I was gonna be at the Marathon grand opening, why did bro have to pull a knife at No Jumper? He could have just waited, got his little homies or whoever he rolled with together and said, look, we gonna get this N-word when he pull up at the Marathon Burger. That's what someone who's really looking for ops would do. Like, bro, I've been in the streets. I know what people in the streets do if they really want smoke. Bro, if I really wanted smoke with Almighty Suspect, if I was really like after him to get him, which I'm not because he's a punk, bro, you park by Bank of America on Sawtell, right across the street from the avocado burger spot, the bacon avocado. I think it's called Harold's or Harry's or something. I know exactly where you parked because you're showing where you're at on your Instagram story. If we was really in this bitch out here ready to start a war, I would went over there and laid dead for your ass and it would have been over. Because you thinking, oh, I ran them off. And the fans, everything is ruled by the fans with this guy. This guy is letting the internet community, the mob, as I like to call them, he's letting them allowing them to make him make decisions that if he was dealing with someone who actually wanted to end his life, these would be very dangerous decisions to make. Me, personally, I'm never going to disrespect a Nipsey Hussle or Black Sam event, right? Reg Dog TV said, I seen him pull up around 6 with some older niggas. Yeah. His dad and some other dudes. Yeah. Of course. Everybody saw that. But the whole thing I'm saying is, if someone was really trying to do something to bro, that's what they would do. That's what gang members do. They don't sit up. And remember when he said, oh, you got to even the odds. It ain't no rules in war. And da-da-da-da. Bro, if you go to Venice Beach, I could see suspect rolling down Venice Beach right now. If bro don't try to come at me in no crazy way, I'm going to walk right past the nigga. I don't care. What threat is this guy to me? Zero. He's no threat to me. Because I know, one, he don't want to fight. If I'm not inside no jumper, I'm prepared 100%. And so I don't have to walk around scared. Plus, I know that I don't go around starting beef with people. So I don't have to walk around looking over my shoulder the way he was looking over his shoulder on those Instagram videos. Don't nobody in LA let nobody know where they're going unless they announce an event like I did. But I'm not going to be up on, oh, it's okay if Wack doesn't like me. I wasn't put here to be liked. I don't live my life based on, oh, this person doesn't like me. I don't give a damn. But the point I'm making is this. Okay, so the first thing was he announces that he's coming, shows up 4 hours later. That should be the first giveaway, right? That should be the first dead giveaway. The next dead giveaway should be that when you arrived at the Marathon Burger and you're trying to act like you're in the mix of everything, bro, there was nobody there left except for motorcycle dudes who showed up 10 minutes before the event was over. They came through on their motorcycles, blasting their music. The gang members who were hanging out in the alley behind Marathon Burger, they stayed. I mean, what else were they going to do? They stayed. But everyone else, like any media associated person, anybody who was just popping in to show love, all those people were gone by 4:30. They were gone. When I hopped, because I didn't park near the Venice Beach Boardwalk. I actually parked a little distance away, and I caught an Uber up to the boardwalk because just like suspect, I'm too broke to pay $40 for parking. So, but I do that whenever I go to Venice Beach because I'd rather pay $13 for an Uber than pay $40 to get there and back. That's like $20, right? Then pay $40 to park close. Also, it was a huge event. Plus, they were having a gay pride festival down there. That's probably why suspect was really down there. They were having a gay pride festival, so I didn't want to deal with the parking situation. I parked a distance away, caught an Uber right up to Venice. So when someone says this, right? Oh, bro just ran. He left. Bro, how do you run away with an Uber? How do you run away with an Uber? That's my question. You can't run away from nobody catching Uber because you got to sit there and wait for Uber to pull up. You got to sit there and wait for Uber to pull up. That's my question. I ran away, but I got in an Uber. So, oh God, suspect's here. Let me call an Uber, and then the Uber gonna come get me and deal with all that traffic, right? It took my Uber like no lie, about 30 minutes to come. No, I'm not explaining myself. I'm just helping people put the pieces together. I don't got to explain nothing. Listen, bro, suspect know where my gym is at. If bro really, I sent him the address when I was telling him let's catch a fade. If he really wants to get with me, he could just come right there. It's a bunch of places in LA where we could meet up and catch the fade. What we know about suspect, he's a bitch. He does not want to catch no fade. He's already said he needs a weapon. He's already admitted to that. So we know he wants to use weapons. That's fine too. He probably gonna have a gun if we out in the streets, and that's okay. If we're outside, we all got something, right? But that's what I'm telling you. It doesn't matter what he says. This guy's a loser, and in a couple of weeks, he's gonna fall into obscurity because he doesn't have the work ethic to really keep up with this content stuff. He relied heavily on No Jumper preparing everything for him. And then all he got to do is sit down and roll up and talk nonsense on the camera and then leave and come back in a couple of days. He's going to fade away into the dust unless he revitalizes, his dead rap career. That's pretty much his only hope. But no one's worried about this dude. Period. And the funny thing is, if suspect popped up at 6, right? You know what's so funny about this? Let me look at this. I think I have proof. Oh, right here. Right here. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, hold on, y'all. I got proof right here. Hey, if you up here, Trap News, we about to end this right now. Records, technology for the win. All right, let's go to I could send this right here. We about to prove this nigga lying right now. Suspect showed up at 6 o'clock, right? Everybody lying now. I'm gonna tell you, everybody. Anybody who said I ran or whatever, they're a straight up liar. And I got proof. See, now that I got evidence, it just clicked for me. So now that I got evidence, now I'm calling niggas liars for sure. All right, so I'm gonna send this to myself. Okay, we got it. We good. Hey, Trap News, I'm about to kill him with this one. All you niggas, Gangland Neem and all you niggas. Oh, we saw Gangland Neem up there. I'm a journalist. Shout out to Gangland Neem. Shout out to Big Flex on Instagram too. Hey, we about to end it right here. Y'all should be happy that y'all came here because we about to end this shit right now. Hey, Trap News, if you in the building, what time did this nigga show up? Please tell me. And I'm about to prove what the bro said was true too. I'm about to end everything right now, right here, right now. Damn, Almighty, I know you up in here watching. I'm about to end everything. Hey, if you up here, Trap News, I'm about to end all the speculation right now. Let me just get on my shit real quick. Because I just posted, I got the receipt from Uber showing when I actually left the event. So we can all agree, right? We can all agree that suspect showed up at 6:30, right? So we agree on that. I need some consensus because I don't want to show my evidence. I don't want to show my evidence until I know exactly what we agreed on. Natty, get back in here. This dude Natty is here because Natty is the number one suspect cheerleader on earth. All right. Yo, what up, bro? No, bro, wait. Watch my stream. I'm about to prove the nigga's a liar right now. I got receipts now. I got the receipts, official. Okay, okay, so right. Okay, so he showed up at 6. Okay, so he showed up at 6 o'clock. Power 106.
between. Remember, I was letting my phone charge. It was an hour in between the lives, and then when we got back on the live, and I showed all the couches and everything getting put up, you was still kicking it. You hadn't even went with Dodie yet, and that was at 5 o'clock. And Sam and them was telling us basically they finna break down the VIP. Y'all got to start clearing out because they either come over here or get away from over there.
Right.
And then remember, I bailed off, and then I left you with Dodie sick. You slid and you waited for your Uber because I knew it took you a minute. Because when I came back, you had just pulled off, and Dodie was like, "Okay, they finna go back and be up and down the beach because them little niggas didn't have shit else to do." But what time did I walk you to your car, babe? Remember, my girl had to go somewhere. So what time?
I remember.
So I had to walk her to her car at the earliest 5:45. At the earliest.
Wait, hold on. Wait, I'm live. Let me get this. I'm gonna show the receipts because we got the official record of the time. So I'm gonna show it.
I'm gonna say this before you get off the live. The
Go
last
ahead.
thing I'm gonna say is this: nobody's saying he didn't show up to Marathon Burger. Nobody's saying he didn't go to the beach. We saying that you wasn't at that grand opening. You can't show us the singles. As thirsty as Almighty is for content, nigga, you didn't have no picture in front of that Marathon backdrop with a single celebrity. No, nigga, because you weren't there during the event. You waited till after hours. That's like going to McDonald's when that shit is closed, nigga.
Okay.
You saying you ain't go. You said you went there when it was open. Give me later, fool.
Okay, for sure. Okay, so the official record is this. This is the claim we're making versus the lie he's saying, right? So we're saying that the marathon event was over at 4:30, right? We know for a fact Almighty didn't show up until 6 o'clock at the earliest, right? Right? So let's just look at the receipt. We got it. Let me share this. And this is going to end it. Because even Rich Trapper had to leave because his girl had to go somewhere, right? We're going to just look up the Uber receipt. I got the Uber receipt. So if you look at, here we go right here. I hope y'all can see this. Marathon Burger is located at 1827 Oceanfront Walk at Venice, California, right? This is the receipt from where I left from Marathon Burger and went to where my car was parked at 3772 Grandview Boulevard in Los Angeles, right? I caught an Uber to my car. If the event is over at 4 o'clock, right? The event is over at 4 o'clock. I'm talking with all the dudes. We hanging out. We chilling. Bro, I sat there from 4 o'clock after the event was over to 4:47 when this Uber picked me up. And the Uber dropped me off at 5:03. That's why by the time I even found out, that's why I'm telling you that dude didn't tell me nothing. He didn't show me shit. He must have been talking about somebody else. Because by the time Almighty even showed up on the boardwalk, I was already on the freeway. Bro showed up at 5:30. I'm at my car at 5:03. Look, y'all can't argue. Y'all niggas can't argue with me, bro. What are you talking about? I had to listen. And then you got people, and y'all cool. I hear y'all. You hurried up and left. Guys, when you call an Uber, it does not just magically teleport to you. You have to wait for it to arrive. So I clearly called my Uber long before. It took 30 minutes for the Uber to even get into the event because it was so packed. It was a long line of cars. So the Ubers had to drive down this long line slowly to get to where you are. I called my Uber at 4:15 when the event was over. My Uber showed up at 4:47. Boom. Or actually, I think it showed up at 4:41. The Uber dropped me off at I get in the car. That's 4:47. It dropped me off at 5:03. Y'all even in the comments saying Almighty didn't even show up till 5:30. So I don't even know what y'all talking about. Like literally pure evidence that I left from the shit at 4:47. This is an hour before Almighty even showed up. He's at the Marathon Burger at 6:30 with his phone. It literally says 6:30 p.m. So I left way before any of that. So if you have any doubts, I came with receipts. 5:03, I got back to my car. I don't think he wasn't even nowhere near nothing at 5:03. Because it was damn near 6:00 when because he had said, I'm gonna see what these marathon burgers hitting for like 3 hours before that. But I know all the almighty suspect slurpers following a washed up rapper who's also a mark, right? Which tells me a lot about y'all. I know y'all can't handle it, right? Because y'all didn't know that this receipt was going to be produced. Because I didn't even know this receipt was going to be produced because I didn't even think to pull this up. I caught the Uber 4:47, left the event, got back 5:03. Bro didn't even show up nowhere till like 6:00. He didn't show up at Marathon Burger till 6:30. That was an hour after I left. But I'm running from him. Get the hell out of here. Y'all so dumb. It's funny because it ain't even about beating up this dude physically. It's about just exposing the fact that this guy is a dumbass. He's a 100% dummy. So now y'all got the official record. I wasn't even thirsty to jump up on this thing and talk about this. But if you look at it, boom, Brandon left at 4:47. Brandon was at his car at 5:03. Brandon was gone at 5:00. Bro showed up at 6:30. Oh, nigga said I couldn't be out here. Like, bro, you showed up an hour and a half later. He actually showed up 4 hours after he made the post. So just think about that. He made the post like at 1:00. Bro, I was up there till 5. We can look up Venice Beach, whatever ghetto he lives in. If suspect came from Riverside, California, which is an hour away, if he left at 1, he would have been at Venice Beach by 2:00. This man lives in LA. How did it take you 4 hours to get from one spot in LA to another spot? Traffic ain't moving like that. My Uber picked me up at 4:47. Within 16 minutes, I was at my car. I don't care about that. They could say what they. This is a freedom of speech platform. So I want people to understand. I want people to explain to me now how I ran from this dude. I want people to explain to me how I ran from this dude when I'm showing you the receipts of when I left. And let me tell you this too. Let me tell you another thing about LA. When you planning on fighting, or if you're scared of somebody, you're not catching an Uber nowhere. You're going to have your own vehicle. So when you got to make your getaway, you could jump in your shit and get on. You left. Duh, the event was over. The event was over. What I'm supposed to do, stay up there after the event? Let me wait around and hang out at Venice Beach. Hey, Brian Hurst baby says you ran. What does Uber say? I'm going to trust the words of Uber over Brian Hurst baby. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. Someone says I ran, but this is what Uber say. Now, if he could produce to you the time when suspect, because if he said suspect is up here, right? And he telling you he talked to me, that's a lie because I was gone at 5. I was gone at 4:47. And suspect didn't touch Venice Beach until 6:00. So how did he tell me, oh, suspect over here? I've been in the Uber, receipts. I know y'all mad. I know y'all mad because I'm smarter than you. Right there in front of your damn face. Suspect came at 6. Brian Hurst baby telling, that's not my Addy. Oh, yeah, that's my address. Yeah, go to my house. 3772 Grandview. That's my address. That's where I live. But see, what the reality is, you guys are mad because There's actual receipts proving that these niggas be lying to y'all, charge y'all up off of bullshit, and y'all dumb enough to sit up and believe it. Y'all dumb enough to believe it. That's why they're really mad. Members only, you got it. I don't argue. I get active. 100%, Reg. 100%. But see, they're very angry now because the truth has been revealed and it's indisputable. You can't argue with receipts. I told Fat Cuz, when did you tell me that? You told me that at 6 o'clock? No, you didn't, because I was gone at 4:47. Because Sus didn't touch down till 6. And I was been gone. I was going way, I was at home. I was damn near home by the time Suspect pulled up a Marathon Burger. So who was they talking to? They're so upset. Go ahead, Pam Mulatto.
Peace, and thanks for having me up. I'll make this brief. Brandon, with all due respect, are you open to making peace with Almighty Suspect?
Yeah.
And I salute you for saying that live. Now, let's push that narrative. Now, I know, and I'll say this in closing, I know Almighty Suspect is a little younger, but, let's not feed into the negativity. And I
He's
see the
30.
tropes.
He's 30. He's a
No,
grown
no,
man.
no, no,
30.
no. When I said a little younger, I meant a little younger than you. But I get your point. He's still a grown man. But the trolls, they will motivate the both of you to crash out. And after both of y'all crashed out, they'll be on the internet promoting other people to commit violence against each other. But I respect you for saying you're opening the peace. Pardon me. I respect you for saying that you're open to peace with Almighty Suspect. And it's recorded now, so everyone can hear it. He can hear it himself.
Listen.
Go ahead.
Suspect knew the day we went to No Jumper that I wasn't tripping on him like that. I've been saying the same thing. I'm not tripping on bro. 100%. Yes. If you listen to what Lush was saying on the podcast, I said, man, I actually want him to do well. I want to see bro be a great podcaster. Here's what we're not going to do. Your gimmick is to try to act like you charged up and you going at people. You're not doing that with me. You don't do it to Aunt Hefe. You don't do it to Munchie B. You don't do it to no gang members. Suspect lives in this world where they feel like if somebody ain't running around acting ignorant and stupid, they don't got to respect them. You're going to respect me regardless as a man, period. When I went to Venice Beach, I was hanging with some real killers, okay? Real ones. They still gave me my respect as a man. Wasn't nobody up in there, hey, fuck, you fat, you this, you didn't, did it, because it would have been the same thing. I'm going to stand on business at the end of the day. You're not going to disrespect nobody as a man because you think, oh, I got a weapon and I could use it. They didn't stop making weapons when they made yours, dummy. But I'm from LA, right? I'm from Long Beach, LA County, right? One thing I'm going to tell you, we are big on respect. And it don't matter where you're from. I done seen hardcore gang members get whooped out by regular average Joes. Being a gang member don't mean shit, period. That means something to niggas on the internet. But I promise you, if 50 Mexicans showed up in the midst of all these niggas, you know what they're going to do? They could be cholos. You know what those black dudes going to do? Nothing. Sit around and act like, oh, it's all peace. It's all good. So if you could give that respect to other groups, you're going to give that respect to me as a black man, period. And if you
I definitely get your point, and I apologize for cutting you off. But let me say this before, because I do got to drop down. But please let me say this. I respect you as a man for having an open dialogue with people that want to come up here. And if I'm able to catch the brother Almighty Suspect on the live stream as well, I'm going to ask him the same question if he's open to making peace with you. And really, that's the path I want to see both of y'all on. But thanks for having me up, King.
Wait,
my bad. Go ahead.
The problem with your angle is this. The people in the comments rule Almighty Suspect's thinking. So you can get up there and say that, but when you're saying that, he might want to just say, you know what, I just want to go smoke crack and get high and not worry about none of this. But because he is so ruled by what people on the internet say, He'll never be able to do it. He's not at, there's a saying by one of my great teachers, Siddiqui Bakari. He says, look, they're not ready, and don't mess with them until they are. Suspect is just not ready to be a man yet. You remember that song by Nas called Second Childhood? Remember that song? If you never heard that song, for you hip hop heads, go listen to the song Second Childhood by Nas. And if you listen to that song, you'll understand exactly where Almighty Suspect is in his thinking. He's just still a kid in his mind because all his dreams have been deferred. Everything he's wanted to do, he's failed at it. So he lives with the resentment. He lives with the anger and the resentment of failure. And the worst part of failing is when you finally give up or when you find something else that keeps you comfortable and you know deep down inside that you really don't want to make another attempt. That's what really, it's like a dude who get dropped out of the league, the NFL or the NBA. He's still an athletic specimen. If he goes and works hard, he could probably get back in. But what really kills them is when they say, damn, I could go back. I could try to make it again, but I really don't want to. That's when the hating starts. That's when the vitriol builds up. And sus, let's be real. He don't got the fire to be a rapper no more. Too much weed, too much drugs, too much comfort. Because to be successful in those types of situations, you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? You got to be in grind mode. Bro, all fat. He's skinny fat. He got as much weed and stuff as he want. At the end of the day, he like, man, I don't even got to go in the booth and spit raps no more. And even if he does, he don't got the fire no more. Blueface has, you can't have Suspect and Blueface in the same city because Blueface, from what I heard, Blueface took his style from Almighty Suspect. That's from what I heard in my research. Here's the problem. Blueface was really the guy Suspect was pretending to be, because I see Blueface catching fades. He in jail right now, catching fades on the internet, swollen lip and all that. He went and did a celebrity boxing match and won. I was like, this dude leg skinny as shit. He gonna get whooped out, bro. Bro won. I said, damn, I got all new respect for bro. Blueface is the man Almighty Suspect wishes he could be. So when Almighty came pretending to be that, Blueface came and said, nah, I'm really that. And the reality is, the fans, as mindless as some people may be, they're going to gravitate towards the person who's really what they claim to be. Oh, I'm this, I'm a P, I'm a this, I'm a the. No, you're a sex trafficker. That's what you are. Let's call it out. The man will criticize DC Baby Draco on the pedo stuff, but bro won't keep it a buck and say, okay, if he's that, which that's allegedly, I don't know anything about that situation, but how does a sex trafficker criticize anybody about anything?
All right, hold on, Brandon.
No. Hey, listen,
Brandon,
let me ask you, Natty.
Natty,
Natty, is pimping sex trafficking?
All right, yes, it is. All right, but time out.
No, let's say it one more time. Is pimping sex trafficking?
Yes, I just said yes.
Is Almighty Suspect, is he
I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to say, listen.
Is he a self-proclaimed pimp?
Brandon, that's not my point.
No, I'm just asking, then you can make your point. Is he a self-proclaimed pimp?
That's what he says.
Okay, so that would make him a sex trafficker, right?
If what he's saying is true, yeah.
Okay, I just want to get that out. Now go ahead.
All right, thank you. Number one, I don't think that DC Baby, whatever his name is, I don't think he's being called out for being a sex trafficker. Me and you both know what he's being called out for.
But what is the difference?
With playing with minors and playing with an adult, there's a very big difference, Brandon.
No, I get that. But are they not? But would they not both be considered sex traffickers?
They're not the same thing.
That's what they would both go to jail for?
No, one would be for a minor, and the other one would be, sex.
Okay, so one would one would go to jail for sex trafficking. The other one would go sex trafficking a minor.
Yeah. What's worse to you, Brandon?
Oh, the minor for sure.
Okay, so why?
But they're both bad. But are they both bad?
Yeah. They're both
don't black people have this like this narrative where we're turning up on all sex traffickers? Isn't that what we say? I mean, isn't that what we say?
I mean, yeah. That's
yeah.
But
See,
like, you're not.
this is
Okay,
why
you
you
don't.
need
You
to
don't
be
know
on.
any pimps.
Listen,
You don't know
this
any
is
pimps,
why
bro?
you need
You
to
don't know
be on
any pimps,
team.
Brandon?
This is why you need to be on team Brandon, because when you follow losers like Suspect, when you try to defend them, you just end up looking like an idiot.
Brandon, why do you
Yes,
make it
sir.
seem like I'm some fucking suspect supporter and all that? Like, I just want to be clear, because you be trying to like spin narratives. Like, you tell 90% of the story. You know what I mean?
I want you to take over my channel, and I'm gonna make you big and I'm gonna be small. I want you to tell me, I want you to tell my audience what you gather from these Uber receipts about who ran and who was scared. What do you deduce from this situation?
I never said
I'm
you
not
ran,
saying nothing.
Brandon.
I'm not, what you say?
I never said you ran, Brandon.
No, I'm not gonna, no, I'm just saying, I'm gonna let you explain it. I'm not gonna say nothing.
Oh,
Tell
like
me
what I got from your situation from yesterday.
what did you get from these receipts?
All right, well, from everything that happened, I feel like you guys just literally missed. I don't think anybody ran from anybody. I think you guys just missed each other. Now, that's me believing that Brian Hurst baby never came up to you. Because you.
Well, we know this. We know
And I'm
he
saying
could
I'm
have.
believing you. I'm saying I'm believing you.
We
So,
know he could have never come up to me because I was gone at 5 and Suspect didn't touch the boardwalk till 6. So how did he come up to me and say, "Hey, bro is up here"?
what Brian Hurst baby said, like, oh, I talked to him 30 minutes ago or some shit? Or what he said?
No, he said, "Bro is up here." He was like, "He up here." That's what he said. He said he showed people his phone and was like, "Hey, bro, up here," and then everybody left.
No, I don't think anybody. I don't think you ran away. I don't think.
But I was gone at 5. I was gone an hour before he got there. So how did someone come up to me and say, "Bro, he up here"?
No, I don't think. Bro, I feel like anybody that's trying to push that narrative that you're scared is just is clearly not understanding it. You know, because you clearly said for a week prior, some 4 days prior, you're gonna be there at 12. So, I mean, right? You said 12, or you said you're gonna be there.
I said I was gonna be there at 11, but it actually started at 12 because I had the time.
All right. Well,
but it don't matter.
Yeah,
I was
that's
there.
evidence that you ain't scared. And I don't think so. But I also don't think Suspect pulled up intentionally to me. You know what I mean? And I don't think you think
it would have been. Listen, it would have been very bad to try to start stuff at that event. I don't like shit like that. I criticize Whack 100 for what he said to Rockstar 2800.
And I want to get into that later too. I want to talk.
We're gonna get into that tonight because I got to do a show about that dude pleading for Suspect's job. So save it.
Bro, I swear to God, everything you wanted to do, you fucking did it, bro. It's crazy to watch.
No, I just stand on my word. Like, bro, my moral compass doesn't sway back and forth depending on the day. I'm like, because all this stuff, it all has the same results. Black men dying. And some nigga jumping on the internet, oh, this and that. Like, trying to talk shit like, bro, this is a real situation. We got little YNs getting killed and everything else. Bro, there was something said. This is a true fact. Trap News Network. If he was there, I think he was there, but I put this on my daughter. It was something said about somebody at No Jumper. I'm standing in front of all these dudes from 40s. Somebody who's very famous.
This is at the burger spot? This
is at Marathon. Mm-hmm. They said something about somebody at No Jumper. I said, why would you want to do that, bro? Oh, they always talking shit. I said, okay, let them talk. I said, you got more class than that. Bro was like, you right.
Talking about Flacco. They were talking about Flacco, huh?
Yeah, I'm not going to say the name, but what I'm telling you is I keep the same. I want to see these dudes do well. Like, I met that dude, Dodie 6. He's a cool brother, man. He ain't he's not a crash out. Like, a lot of people think that, but bro is actually a really cool dude.
I think, you had to meet him to be able to say this.
And he looked happy. I was happy to see bro looking happy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Damn. I was happy to see bro looking happy.
Why are you talking about him like he's some Make-A-Wish kid or some shit, bro?
No, but I mean, at the end of the day, we all dealing with trauma and shit, bro. Like, all pride to the side. Yeah. We all dealing with shit. I think bro lost a child recently.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good to see him being able to just like relax and have a good time in a safe environment, because you might not know this, but when you in LA, when you banging, bro, you always looking over your shoulder, bro. I used to be a gang member. Like, I had somebody walk up and stick a gun in my back when I was at a restaurant.
And did you get put off, or did you were like, no, I'm done with this?
I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Fuck is a put off.
What was your? I want to know. What was your?
Look, let me tell you something.
What
Let me
was
tell
your
you this
wake-up
right now.
situation?
The only nigga getting put off is a nigga who don't nobody respect.
What was your
I'm telling you
wake-up
that right
situation?
now.
What was your what woke you up? Like what was the situation that, or you didn't just wake up one day like,
No, going to jail, bro. Like, I had a daughter going to jail. Like, that shit, when you going to jail, like, I went to the county like 4 times.
are you
But
with the mother of your kid, or is that
yeah, for sure.
Oh, she's a rider then. She was with you when you were a bum. Now she's
Of
with you.
course. Of course. She used to show up to the damn thing crying when I be in jail and shit.
See, that's what
Like,
you have. You have that on top of a lot of other niggas. But anyways, continue. Go ahead.
yeah, but you don't want to, like, when you get to the point, like, you have kids and stuff, you like, I can't be like running the streets, risking it. Hey, real quick, can you come real quick? Look, I was just talking about how you used to be showing up crying when I would go to jail.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that happened. So what about it?
No, hey, remember that time we went to the movies with your mom and dad, and I saw the ops at the movies?
Yes, I remember that. And then I remember you showing me your little bullet wound on your arm, your little scar from when you got grazed by a bullet at the same movie theater.
Hey, I went to the movies with my wife's parents, and I had a gun on me, bro. Like, am I telling the truth?
Yes, he's telling the truth. And he used to have this jacket, this Negro League jacket, and he used to keep the gun in his pocket in class.
Look, bro. I was on some like same jacket every day because it was the best jacket to hold my pistol type shit. Like, I was really in the streets for real. It was not like, oh, you just out here hanging around. Like, it's just bad when you get into that stuff and then people dying and stuff. Like, a lot of my friends died. A lot of my friends in jail for life. They ain't never getting out. It's not a good feeling. Like, it's just like, and then when you in the streets, you riding with the dudes you riding with. So you might be from a gang, but you don't fuck with everybody from the gang. So when the dudes you riding with, they all dying and going to jail, what you gonna do? Just, I'm gonna still be out here. Like, I'm gonna find some more dudes. Like, that's not how that works. And that's how most people end up getting out of gang stuff. Once all your hitters is dead or in jail, you would be stupid to still be out there trying to run around. But go ahead, Dilly Dope, not us.
What's up, man? So what's the topic right now? I just got in here.
Man, we're
Yeah, still talking about susboy.
We're talking about suspect, and we got receipt proof that nobody ran from him at the Marathon Burger grand opening.
Hey, like I think you already proved your point on how much of a little man he is. I don't even think you got to prove yourself.
No, this is
anymore,
the
buddy.
last video for sure. I'm done talking about this fool.
Yeah, you're on to bigger things, bro. You really are. Hopefully, I think you're gonna be a big part of No Jumping. I hope so because
Hopefully.
Adam's a fool if he doesn't keep you around.
But what I just showed was because I caught an Uber. I parked my car and then I caught an Uber because the traffic is fucked up, like down there, the parking situation. So I'm showing suspect didn't show up to the boardwalk of Venice Beach till 6 p.m. I was gone at 5. So people are saying, like, you found out Sus was coming and you left. I'm like, bro, we didn't even know Sus was. Nobody found out that Sus was even coming until 6 when he showed up on the boardwalk. I was gone an hour before that. And thank God for Uber, I have the receipt right here.
Oh, so I was gonna say that's the receipt to the burger place. All right.
So it destroyed him. This is the address of Marathon Burger. This is the address that I got dropped off at 503. An hour after I left, suspect popping up on the boardwalk. And the event ended at 4 o'clock. Rich Trapper is correct. The event ended at 4. So doesn't it make sense that at 4 o'clock, everybody would start rounding up to leave?
Yeah.
The only people left after that was some gang members. and that's it. And some dudes on motorcycles. I don't hang around with motorcycle clubs.
No,
And if
suspect
you
is all talk.
he's
He's
look
all
at
talk.
Suspect's videos, he's around a bunch of motorcycle club dudes. You don't hang around a motorcycle club unless you got a motorcycle. So
yeah, what are niggas talking about? You pulled up with somebody he don't fuck with or some shit. What was that about?
I didn't pull up with nobody. I was up there by myself.
No, I'm not saying you did. I'm saying that niggas were saying that though. I think Flacco said some shit like that. Like you're with some niggas that didn't like him or some shit.
Maybe he talking about Rich Trapper them.
Yeah, you didn't see Flacco's video on it? He made a video about you guys.
I watched it, but I would say Flacco's video was a little bit out of context. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's people got to get clicks and views and stuff. Like they're bigger YouTubers, so they got to do a little bit more spicy rhetoric to get people to watch it.
Yeah.
Because if you made $100,000 last month, you trying to make $100,000 this month.
More, yeah.
So these dudes is damn near willing to say whatever they have to get y'all to click. Me, I'm small enough to not have to do that.
My thing is, you don't see yourself going the Flacco route? You see yourself just being like a podcast host? Like you don't see yourself, you know what I mean?
I mean, I talk about politics on this channel. Yeah. So I'm not really, if y'all want to know the biggest bag in YouTube is political commentary.
Yeah.
This little gang shit is stupid. This ain't gonna, you make money, but it's inconsistent. Politics is the real battle. That's where everything is happening. Because if the politicians say we're getting rid of all the Crips and Bloods, what are these dudes gonna do about it? Nothing. They're gonna get gotten rid of.
That's why I was saying. I don't know if you
fuck the suspect shit. Let's actually talk about what your channel talks about.
Yeah. Nigga, you're not the host.
Nah, nigga, I actually want to. This is why I watch you, nigga.
That's cool. We'll talk about that once we let Master Lee get his word in.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Yo, what up?
Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah.
Okay, bet. Yeah, like the other dude just said, like I just got on here and was just like kind of catching up to the story, but I definitely did see a post where Almighty, or a video, I didn't click on it, but where he was at the Marathon Burger and he was about to fight somebody, but I guess it was supposed to be you, but I didn't click on it because I'm not really big on like the drama and all of that. So
he was never gonna fight anybody. I don't even think he said he was gonna fight anybody. Almighty Suspect was 5 feet away from me and felt the need to pull out a knife. If you really think that someone who's scared of you in the safety of No Jumper Studios is going to go out to Marathon Burger, not knowing who you know, not knowing who you up there with, not knowing what you got on you, and they're going to engage with you, this man is not a fighter. This man is scared to fight. He's already admitted he's scared of me. So yeah, once a dude admit he's scared of you, just leave him alone, because the only option he got next is to shoot you.
Do you know who Brian? Do you know Brian Hurst, baby? Why do you think?
I don't know that man at all.
Why do you think he said that?
I don't know. I mean, dudes say a lot of things to get attention. I mean, dudes want to be a part of what's going on. I mean, actually, somebody told me he has an interview on some channel. And so, I mean, maybe he's a content creator. I really don't know. No, I don't know that man. But oh, no. But also, I believe he was talking about somebody else. It was another big dude who was with Rich Trapper. It was another big ass dude with Rich Trapper. I think his name is Reg. So I'm like, maybe he's talking about Reg. Because by the time Brian Hurst baby talked to Rich Trapper, I was gone.
Yeah.
Like that. So
I just want to.
I think he's talking about one person, and then y'all thinking it's me, but I never talked to him.
I do want to add that, like, you being on that show is a real big breath, like fresh breath of air. You know what I mean? So appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate that.
Big
we got Laughing Like Saga. Go ahead, bro. And then we gonna play the video where Suspect admitted he was scared of me. Go ahead.
Okay. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
All is well. Hope all is well. Hope everybody is good. Brandon, you're doing the Lord's work right now by exposing this nigga. I mean, this guy, he is just one of those types of people who feel like they have who has a chip on his shoulder, when in actuality, he shouldn't have to be proving anything. In that situation, I know everybody is talking shit, but, you did the right thing. And thank God for your martial arts training, you know, for giving you that discipline. You know, I actually train too. I train boxing. I'm about to start training in Muay Thai, and I'm looking at Sambo too. I've seen Sambo. Sambo looks dope. And also, I don't know if you know this. Well, did you watch UFC? Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Do you know this guy named Israel? I think he's from like Eastern Europe or something like that. Well, not Israel, but Islam.
What's up with the sound?
Oh, you mean Islam? Yeah, he's the champion right now.
Oh yeah. See, yeah. Ever since I've seen him fight, that's what made me want to get into it. But let me just go ahead and get straight to the point. Would you fight him? Like, well, not Islam. Almighty. Would you fight Almighty in a sanctioned match, MMA match?
Yeah, of course. I've said that several times. Why not? Like, I will fight him in an unsanctioned match. Just don't bring no weapons. Don't say you want to fight and then try to bring a weapon. That's what he tried to do. He doesn't want to fight, bro. He's not a fighter, bro. I ain't seen him really beat up nobody. He's been living off of this rep he got from beating up people smaller than him. You know? So that's cool. But just he admitted, listen, man, I'm gonna let y'all watch the video, then y'all tell me what y'all think. Here go the video. So let's listen to what he says, and then let's see. We can try to deduce whether he wants to fight or not.
That nigga's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The nigga done won gold medals and shit for this shit. He's a weapon. Yeah. That's a weapon. You know martial arts. That's a weapon. And you mad at him for allegedly equalizing the situation? You're a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, nigga. Yeah. You 200 pounds bigger than me, nigga. I'm not turning down nothing, but we definitely evening out odds. Yeah, no, that's facts. He called me scary, Brandon, and then the other dude was like, bro, whether he was scared or not, even somebody who wasn't scared was a little tough would have did the same thing. Then Brandon said, well, somebody who was even a little tough would have pulled out a knife, and everybody that motherfucker was like, hell fucking yeah. Because he's not gonna care once he gets you on the ground and does all his shit. Nigga could do whatever. You're gonna break your bones, break your neck. Like, come on, bro. I'm not finna. And all I think about is, I don't give a fuck. Hey, you can take whatever happens in a fight. Things could get broken, things could get happen. But all I'm thinking in my head is, nigga, I'm not finna go pick up my daughter from school, nigga, with a motherfucking broke arm from some broken nigga. Collarbone or something. Nigga, is you crazy? Hell no, you can't pick.
So we hear right there, bro is terrified. He thinking Brandon gonna literally detach my limbs from my body. He's thinking he's making up scenarios in his mind where he's like, bro, gonna break my collarbone and break my arm, and it was worse. That's just a clip, but guys, that guy don't want to fight, bro. Like, I mean, does it sound to you like he want to fight?
Yeah, no, it really doesn't. But I'm gonna make this quick, man. Yeah, I did see a little bit of that interview. I didn't see a whole lot, but right there says enough. And I was humbly reminded that the fact that he even pulled a weapon out already shows he don't want to fight you. But you know, I did hear something about about no jump. And I find it interesting, but as of right now, like it is just completely trash, and you are a breath of fresh air, you know, to that particular podcast. And you know, this situation with All My Suspect pretty much highlights the anti-intellectual movement that has like pretty much plagued, you know, us for like quite some time. And when I say us, I'm really talking about just mainly our demographic, you know, and a lot of us being black, but just Gen X, millennial, and like downward. Because I mean, it's easy to be hood. It's very, very easy to be hood. You know, anybody can be tough. You know, anybody can get on and just show out for views because you know people love the dumb stuff, man. I'm gonna try not to get you demonetized. People love the BS. And I mean, this is all it is. Like people are just getting on here. They're trying to be bullies and they're just trying to get clout. When they don't feel or realize is that, I mean, this is a multi-billion-dollar company. YouTube is owned by Google, you know, and in order to have a certain level of like sophistication and intelligence, it takes a lot of effort, and a lot of people are just lazy, Brendan. Honestly, like they don't want to do the work to actually better themselves mentally and spiritually. You know that, and you're seeing it in full form. Like I mean, you're seeing it right here in real time. He looks sometimes, you know, I've seen, you know, clips of Suspect, and he looks demonic, bro. Like he got this look in his eyes, like he's just possessed. Man, I don't know what it is about him, bro.
That's just a drug addict look. I'm being real. That's just how drug addicts look, bro. Especially when they light skin. And that's not a knock against light skinned people. Y'all just tend to get pale when y'all using a lot because y'all be inside a lot. But I mean, I don't got really no ill will towards bro. You know, bro, just I know that he suffers no matter what. He's suffering right now. And he's been suffering. I mean, do you think he's where he wants to be in life right now as a 30-year-old man? When I was 30, I was freaking traveling the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been places.
Yeah, man, I've already been all over the country. So you know what I'm saying, about 25. Like
bro, when I was 30 years old, I was in freaking Europe, then Middle East, then Africa. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, these dudes ain't never even been out of America. Probably don't even own a passport. So I get it.
Man, I don't know, man. I mean, we just gotta have to pray for bro. That's all it is, man. Exercise them demons, goddamn.
The Mendez bros. Somebody said the Mendez bros where? What does that mean? I don't get it. Somebody said the Mendez bros where? Are they trying to say I did not get promoted by the Mendez bros?
I think they're talking about the vatos on the couch with Suspect.
No. No, this is a jiu-jitsu reference. You don't.
Oh.
Yeah, that it's a jiu-jitsu reference. Bro, I trained. If you know anything about jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, bro, I train with the best. Like, dude, if you know jiu-jitsu, these are legends. Andre Gaval, Keenan Cornelius, JT Torres, Philippe Trovo, Pete, Dom, it's his name Don Hoskins? I forgot his last name. That's me right there in that corner.
I did hear about the Mendez bros. And yeah, you've been doing that for a while.
This is yeah. This is like I started when I was 28. 28. I moved up really quick, but if you show someone this picture who does jiu-jitsu, they'll be like, this is like the Olympic, you know, the dream team. This is like one of those photos. You know, do we look like we playing? Do we look like we gonna get whooped out by a average LA gangbanger? Hell fucking no. Like that, to me, that's a joke. Like, you think you're gonna beat me up? Like, stop. I'm alive, because that's why I'm always laughing. Like, are you?
Well, I have to take up Brazilian jiu-jitsu. They got some gyms here in North Carolina. They got some Gracie gyms within like 20 minutes of me. I'm about to take advantage of this shit like now. I don't care what nobody says. That turns into a weapon.
You just have to, and you know, people are like, oh, this guy didn't do this, and he's a punk, and bro, I wasn't in jiu-jitsu fighting against people, little kids, and you know, people smaller than me and stuff. You know, that's what people think. You know, the reality is much different. You know, we do what we got to do. You know, there's just so much with this fighting stuff. But people who can't do something, they're always the biggest critics. Does this guy look smaller than me? I mean, I had to beat this dude to get to the Pan Am champion. Like, that's a big ass dude. Like I did it all. 5-6 fights in a day, 8 minutes around. Like, I've done it. So none of this shit's gonna scare me because I've just seen so much. I've been really scared to fight somebody before, and I overcame that and won. Now it's just like, being scared is nothing. Like, what's the point?
Is there any footage of these online?
All that stuff's on YouTube. Brandon Tucker, BJJ.
Oh, all right, cool.
Yeah. So when I look at people and they saying stuff, I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm just calm, because I've been in it, bro. Like, there ain't no, and that's why I used to be, when I was younger, man, why would anybody want to do karate? But I understand now, because it builds you. It makes you into a better person, a better version of yourself.
That's very true. I got a thing I want to say, just like to clear the air with him saying like, "Oh, jujitsu is a weapon" and all of that. Like, well, then, bro, like as a man, like just like people in the streets, like if you lose a fight or whatever, the OGs, the big homies, gonna tell you, bro, go to the gym, get your hands up, and run it back. Like, don't be mad because you lost a fight. Don't be upset because you didn't win. Like, you can win. You just have to train. And with that being said, too, it's like, okay, you know jujitsu or whatever, but like at the end of the day, I don't understand why y'all can't just like how he just did with Lush. Like why y'all can't just put on the gloves and box. A sanctioned fight, or because with him talking about getting you getting him down to the ground and then it's over. Okay, that's perfect. But I don't know you from a can of paint, but I will never say that me and you couldn't roll, we couldn't spar, we couldn't box. You know what I'm saying? Like hand to hand combat. Like that's a whole different type of conversation. I feel like he just skipping over that to go straight to weapons. And
The th-
I also I practice in weapons and like nunchuck and bow staff. So yeah, I don't like when people just jump to that caliber of things when you could just solve it with straight up hand to hand. You know?
Yeah, it's just totally unnecessary. And here's the thing: I offered suspect every type of fighting. I said we could fight in the ring, we could put gloves on. There was a time when I even said we could bring the gloves up to no jumper. So this idea that he's gonna break my arm and all this type of crap, like, come on, man. Like, are you
Didn't
serious
they
right
just
now?
have didn't they just have gloves up there at no jumper? He was knocking Lush to the ground, and that's a smoker. Do it with him. Do it, bro,
That,
right here.
that's what I'm saying. It's like he just
Exactly.
saying any and everything, and it's like the problem is everything on the internet is recorded. So
Hmm.
he says things hoping that people forget, what he said last time, right? But bro, the internet is undefeated. That's why I don't lie on the internet because it always come back to get you. It always come back to get you. So
And the last thing I remember is being from the hood or in the hood. What's also undefeated is having some hands. If you got hands, you ain't worried about nobody. Because when it comes to, all right, let's go fight, let's box. Let's box. Don't do all that grabbing shit. Don't do all that other shit. Let's square up. Let's box, and whoever strike get the strikes. Count the strikes. You know what I mean? I don't know what
somebody
he be talking about.
somebody said
That's real.
somebody said Mendez brothers wear. So these guys who promoted me, you can see the picture. These guys are like both five-time world champions.
That's beautiful
They're the
accolades.
this is the number one. This is the number one jujitsu gym in the world, on earth, in the
That's
universe.
beautiful. That's
So
beautiful.
that's where I got my black belt from. Like
Very
the
proud of
top
you.
of the top. So
Very proud of you.
like it's so crazy because it's like even when it comes to like being afraid, like just my lineage as far as jujitsu is concerned, I can't be afraid of you. Who are you?
Right.
Like, even if
Now,
you pull out a gun, like, who are you? Like, bro, I didn't been to war for my squad. Like,
talk
no.
about it. Now, this is where like the coaching comes into play is because some, like I just said, like, bro, usually people say, go get your hands up and, do it up. But at the end of the day, it's like, bro, if you feel like jujitsu is a weapon, then nigga, go learn jujitsu. Go to where bro just was at. Go learn something. Stop looking around and being like, well, I got to even the odds. Like, you're going to even the odds with a
We
fucking bazooka? Like, what the
we
fuck are you
we
talking about?
definitely
You going to
even
get
in
an
odds.
RPG? What's
Dude,
up with
Also,
this nigga, man?
he
dude,
said it with
This
such
nigga funny.
passion. I was like, so you really you really think you sound cool right now? That was the
Yeah,
part that was crazy to me.
but that's always the thing about hood niggas, or not even hood niggas. Excuse me, I don't want to speak on
Nah,
him
some
or
hood niggas will
anybody
get them up with
in
your
that
ass.
light. Yeah,
But
but they just feel like being cool is everything, when in reality,
yeah.
having skills is everything. So when somebody was talking about intellectual like levels on YouTube and stuff like that, like that's also a skill too that a lot of people just don't got.
yeah,
Yeah, a lot of people just mentally lazy. But I think I should let Dilly Dope. He's been out there for a little while. Talk Dilly
oh,
Dope.
Well,
Dilly Dope.
I just wanted to like kind of like what he was saying, man. So like if he knows like okay, Brandon knows this, he's a weapon, like I don't want to fight him, then why did he have to continue that whole charade of I'm a tough guy? it could have went so different. I'm pretty sure, like, if he like, like apologized to you and you guys just like you said hashed it out, and he just like wasn't immature like he is, like always just wanting to be cool and gangster, then it would have went a different route. He played himself, man. He's got a good
Nah, for
job.
real.
He's got a good
Because
job
if
as a
I'm
co-host.
around Brandon, hey, bro, I'm trying to go to the gym. Show me a couple moves.
Let's
Yeah,
chill.
Easy.
but
Easy.
he sabotaged himself, man. Like
Yeah, he need to
Could,
redeem himself.
could I tell you?
how do you have a job as a co-host on there? You should feel lucky, and then you're gonna ruin it just because you want everybody to think you're tough. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, because he still got the Kevin Howe blue belt, and now shout out to Team Open Mind. Kevin Howe is my first ever jiu-jitsu coach. He coached me all the way up to a purple belt, and then he was like, "You need to go to a better gym where you could get more of a challenge." And then I went to the best gym in the world, and those are my guys too. Like that's what I'm
Salute.
saying. Like I'm not just some dude. I'm not like a casual practitioner. I didn't want shit. I didn't send niggas home crying from another country. Like that's
Talk
when
that
you
talk.
know. No, like for real. Like
Talk your talk.
when a Brazilian then flew out here from Brazil, like nigga, my mama and daddy saved for a year for me to come here, and you send his ass home first round, bro. That's real, bro. You ain't playing. When you didn't beat
Did
a
you
nigga
wrestle in high school?
No, never.
Accolades.
Nah.
Yo, Brandon.
What up?
You remember what Wack said? I mean, not everything was Wack said, but Wack was on the Adam shit, and then, like, what did you take away from what he said? Do you think he was on some hater shit, or do you think he was on some genuine, like?
We gonna get into that later tonight.
Oh, you said you're gonna talk about that later?
I'm gonna talk about it tonight. Yeah, I'll let you know everything. You'll know everything tonight. How I feel. But I love this. I love this idea, like where they like he's scared, bro. I didn't fought. Man, listen, we not touching like karate. We're literally getting each other down to choke, submit, whatever. Like, bro, I've won. I beat. Look at this big ass dude. Do it look like I'm just running around beating up people smaller than me?
No. My second question is for Dilly Dope Natus. Is that his name?
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Well, how Suspect could have apologized, but do you think? And Brandon. Do not interrupt, bro. Please let him answer this on his own. I swear to God, bro. Let this nigga answer this on his own. All right. You remember when? Okay, so let's say you thought somebody says you. Let's say you're in a room, right, with 4 people or 3 people, and person A says something, and then you thought he said something crazy, and you're like, wait, did you just say this? And then the 3 other people were like, no, person A did not say that. What would you then do? Would you be like, oh, like, my bad, bro, I misheard you? Or would you be like, nah, I heard what I heard, and you said that shit? And even though the 3 other people are saying, nah, he didn't say that.
Well, not even like say sorry, but just like real, like, so this all started because Brandon thought he said the hard R.
Yeah.
Suspect could have easily been like, you know what, this is stupid to fight over. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but it's stupid to fight over, man. Like, no, seriously, because especially if you know Brandon can kick your ass, why?
I'm asking now, fuck Brandon, fuck Sus. I'm asking you, Dilly Dope. If you thought somebody said something and 3 other people are like, no, he didn't say that, what would you then do? I'm asking you.
So if somebody told me, somebody said something about me?
No. Okay, person A says something, and then you thought he said the N-word, or whatever it is, right? He thought he called you a bitch. Let's say you thought he called you a bitch, and the 3 other people are like, no, he never called you a bitch. Would you then be like, nah, I don't give a fuck, I heard what I heard? Would you be like, okay, 3 other people saying he didn't say it. Maybe I'm tripping.
Yeah, and if I hear if
the
I
3
hear
other
that,
people.
then...
Can I answer that?
No, Dilly Dope. Answer the question.
No, I guess I'm trying to just like understand what you're trying to ask me.
I'm going next. It's easy.
I'm trying to understand.
Man, the question was dumb. So you shouldn't even answer, bro.
The question makes you look dumb, Brandon.
No. I got the answer, confused. Brandon. Let's be honest, right? If that question was asked to you, like, wouldn't you want to go with the nah? He ain't say that because he should know my credentials. You know what I mean? He should know how I give it up. So That's how I feel about any situation like that, because I run into situations like that all the time, where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just let that go, because if you know my
Yeah.
resume, then you know I really get busy. So you might want to just fall back if that's the case anyway.
But the thing is, when I asked him, did he say the hard ER? I wasn't like trying to check him or nothing. I said, I looked, I said, did you just say the hard ER? That was asked before the camera started rolling.
He do say that hard
I saw
ER.
that.
I've heard him
As
say
a
that hard ER.
professional, you should have just let it go. Okay, we on. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, so
Right?
you weren't even pressed. You were just like confused. Like, did he really just say that?
Yeah,
Like,
because listen, I
he
live by
he took it to another level.
I've said on
Exactly.
this, I've said on this platform millions of times, people have a right to say whatever they want to say. It's freedom of speech in this country. So I can't check
Amen.
you for saying something that I don't like. I never said he called me it. He was talking to the engineer. I
That's
just
right.
thought it was kind of funny that he said the hard ER. I thought it was funny. He's
And
the
then
Yeah,
one.
he
it's
said it
all about
multiple
jokes.
times.
It's all about
And then
jokes
and then
anyway.
he got all defensive.
I have been on No Jumper several times before that. I never had any altercations with nobody. We could laugh, joke, clown, whatever, and it was what it was.
Was that your first
Only
time on No Jumper at that time?
no, that was not my first time.
Ooh, there you go.
So, but we have several instances of him saying the hard ER. Either way, I couldn't care if he said it or not. I just was clarifying just to make sure. Because I was like, is this like, and plus, I don't know what that dude's nationality is because he's light skinned. So I was thinking of it like we could get into a conversation about it. Like, did you go to school with like a lot of white
But after
people?
he said he didn't say it,
True.
why wasn't it dropped?
Because he kept bringing it up.
The other person said he wanted to answer.
See, this is how I know you're a suspect kiss ass. After he said he didn't
Got
say
him.
it. No, listen. This is what I keep trying to drive into your brain. After he said he didn't say it, I left it alone. He kept bringing it up. He's the one who brought it up on camera.
I saw it. I saw it in real time.
And one thing you know about Suspect is this. He continues to harp on the same shit over and over. It's like
got nothing to talk about.
dilly dope nadas. Am I wrong or am I right about this man?
Dude, he was giving me a headache. Like
He will just keep going
he
on the
repeats
same
himself.
topic.
He sounds like a little middle school kid fighting
No,
at
and
in
I
the
get
lunch.
that, and I
lunch.
agree. The way
He like
Suspect
that.
argues, it's like an emotional, like it don't. He's not the best arguer, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
when he went at it with that girl, that was kind of
No,
strange
I don't
too.
care about emotional. He will continue to keep going back to something that happened before because we had got it out the way. Then when Brick Baby called in, he got pumped up again, went back to the N-word thing, and started doing it again. Like,
but you
you're
keep
not
calling him. But like my thing is,
oh
you're
my
still,
God.
No,
I stopped
Brandon,
talking. No,
gotta
bro.
take
No,
accountability.
bro. You can't hold me accountable because you are not honest. The
How?
man, I let it go. Just like on the last episode.
But you
when
never acknowledge he never
listen,
said it,
man,
though.
if you're not gonna listen, bro, you're not gonna learn nothing. On the last episode, I kept trying to go back to topics. Hey man, can we just get back to the topics? You're purposely omitting
Smart
those
move.
facts so that you can keep on going on this. Like, it's not my boyfriend's son. You're like a bitch defending a nigga who obviously committed a crime.
And this is where you fucked up with Suspect.
No, I'm saying you're like a bitch. Listen,
See?
bro. Just like
What the fuck
just,
is just
listen,
say it.
listen.
Just say what you
Just
said,
like
bro.
Suspect was acting like a bitch that live in the projects, you were acting like a bitch trying to defend her boyfriend from something he obviously did. When I start telling you
My baby's
facts,
a good boy.
when I start telling you the facts, you turn your ears off. Then you're not listening. I let it go. Suspect kept going on that situation. I said, bro, I wasn't even offended. I wasn't even tripping. I was just asking. So you're trying to criminalize me for simply asking a question. Now, let me tell you where the hypocrisy is in this. If a white person said the hard ER and I didn't say nothing or ask, oh, you a coon. You were this, you were that, you were that. Let me get clarity. Josh, I kid you not. Anybody honest about this situation? Josh even spoke on it and said, I do not think Brandon was trying to antagonize Suspect. I think he just asked because he really wanted to know. Josh said that.
The truth.
So what I'm telling you is stop with the bull crap, Natty. He's the one who kept driving it. And let me tell you what's funny. You're defending someone who has a track record of doing this. He doesn't just do it with me. He's done it with anyone who says something suspect doesn't like. And what it really stems from is the fact that Sus thought I was replacing him. That's what it really came from.
Right.
All right. Well, number one, I get what you mean by you try to move past situation. I do think you did that. I do think you try to move past it. But you try to move past it in a way you're like, you never, okay, so if the best way to move past it was saying, okay, yep, I might have misheard you. Okay, let's move on. You were on some, it was almost as if you're on some, I heard what I heard, let's move on. You know what I mean?
Well,
you never acknowledge he didn't say it though.
No, can I tell you something, little man? He said he didn't say it. I said I heard what I heard. Listen, I'm 5'10". I said what I said, right? I said what I said, right? But here's the thing. We didn't produce. Listen, when you're saying I didn't acknowledge that he didn't say it, why would I acknowledge that he didn't say it when he definitely said it? And then people produced several clips of him saying it.
The three people in the room said he didn't say it.
Bro, listen. And then someone produced many clips of him saying it.
But that's not what you were talking about.
All they said is I didn't hear him say it. No, that's all they said.
What you were saying was, bro, you weren't talking about the past. You were talking about,
bro, if I have a tick and every now and then I'm in the middle of a sentence and then I just go out, that nigga's a bitch or something like that. And then I'm like, and then you said, did you say that nigga's a bitch? No, I didn't say that. And then someone produces many clips of me saying that. You know, okay, let me ask you a question. If he didn't say it, Natty, why did I even bring it up?
Because you thought he did.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. No, I didn't.
He was right there. He knew he did, man. Natty
listen, bro. Listen.
Bro.
Let me help this dude. Let me help this dude.
Man likes to argue.
Let me help this dude.
Nigga like suspect.
Listen. You can go through all of my videos for 5 years. I've never mistakenly heard someone say the ER. Never. Did you say the ER? Never. What I'm telling you is he can say he didn't say it, but the evidence, when you go to court, they look at your history. Because anyone can say they didn't do something, but then they'll look at your history. Well, you have a history of saying this. Whether you slipped up, maybe it's a slur, maybe you up here high, you did a bunch of drugs, so your tongue is numb, so you're dragging your words. Whatever the reason, you said it. I heard it. You said you didn't say it. There's someone proved that you said it. Because if you had asked suspect right at that moment, have you ever said the hard ER? He would say no. Then we would produce the footage to show him that he has said it. You got to stop just thinking at a surface level. Like you're a simple thinker. Oh, he said he didn't say it, so you got to acknowledge. No. At that point, it becomes debatable.
We're having a real time. It's not even debatable.
Yeah, it's debatable. And then you bring the evidence, and the evidence proves whether or not it's true. Go ahead, GMS.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, suspect is a grown ass man. Can y'all hear me clearly? By the way,
yeah, we hear you.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And I believe after the first time y'all got into it, he spoke on that when he reacted to it. He knew he was on thin ice with trying to fight anybody at no jumper. He said himself that he was going to get fired the next time it happens. So if you know this, and on top of that, you're not just somebody who's new to the platform, you've been a seasoned co-host or a host on that show, he should have known beforehand not to do certain things or to even let anybody get him out of his body, because at the end of the day, what should be most important to you is stability and how you get your bag. And if he didn't care about that moment, and if he felt like his ego was more important for him to solidify his job that he clearly needs, then I don't feel bad for the guy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all both had the back and forth and y'all both had issues, but at the same time, y'all realize y'all are on a show. So that back and forth should have just stayed the back and forth, unless, he can't control his emotions. Don't call yourself a man if you can't control your emotions, plain and simple.
That's the number one criteria for being a man. Go ahead, Dilly.
I was just agreeing with him. Like his ego killed him. It was his ego. He let his ego get in the way of.
But what makes it bad is dudes like Whack. They're trying to make it seem like it's someone else's fault, but his. I don't have a problem with suspect coming back to no jumper, but you have to have accountability, bro. You have to admit, like, bro, yes, I overreacted. I was scared. I brought a knife. Like, if that man hasn't come with that, honestly, you don't know if that dude might come back with a gun and kill everybody in the damn building.
Nah, for real.
And you got people, and I'm just gonna give y'all this one. Tune in later on because I'm gonna do the Wack breakdown. When Wack defended him, I was just thinking, this dude is a straight hypocrite. Because if Suspect had did any of that shit to him, he would have been trying to kill bro.
Yeah,
That's when you know someone's a hypocrite. When you know for a fact if that happened to them, they would have been trying to put Kill Squad in the street, so to speak.
You know, Suspect did that to people that he feels like he can get away with it with. He ain't gonna do that to none of the other dudes he had a problem with. And he made sure to step behind somebody because when it was Kelpie, it was simultaneously spit and punch at the same guy that he was close enough to do it. So now all of a sudden it's, I'm gonna spit and stand behind somebody.
Somebody do feel the need to even spit on people is beyond me.
Yeah, that's crazy. No, that's crazy. We gotta highlight that. Highlight that. Shout out to a person that's a trained fighter. That's crazy.
What else can he do? What else can he do?
That's a fact. That's a fact. Shout out to a trained fighter.
He was a kid throwing a temper tantrum. Yeah. And you know, I used to work with like autistic kids, and one thing autistic kids do is they'll spit on you. Because no, I'm not joking. I think bro might be on the spectrum for real.
You think so?
Yeah,
he could be.
You silly, bro. You silly,
bro. Even when
silly,
he
bro. No, he's silly, bro.
Even when he starts talking, listen. There's something in the realm of like disability, or it's called developmental disability. It's called an idiot savant. Someone could be intelligent or very capable in one area, but in another area, they are delayed, right? And when you hear Suspect and he's arguing and he starts repeating the same thing over and over, I think bro might be on the spectrum.
And also laughing at everything he's saying and looking around the room for approval because he wants to feel right about everything.
Yes.
His own homeboy, Nina Boy. I don't know Nina Boy from a can of paint. I'm not an LA dude. There was a video someone sent me of this dude named Nina Boy from East Coast Crib. He's homeboys with Suspect. He was like, that's my homeboy and everything. But bro, you took an L on this one. He said you could tell Suspect is scared and that he's looking for validation because when they're arguing, Brandon is looking directly at him. He's looking at the camera. He said he won't even look Brandon in the eye. He said that's right there how you could tell somebody is scared. Also, that's what you could tell somebody is autistic because if you look them in the eye, they look away. I think we need to start a campaign for bro. Like the problem with Suspect is I'm just way too smart for him, and I've just experienced way more than him, and I'm only 8 years older than bro.
Like I got a question for you, Brandon. I'm sorry to cut you off. Did you talk about how they, Wack is trying to talk about how Such should come back? What are your thoughts on that as far as like his ideology or his ideas behind that? Like, I'm
gonna talk about that later tonight.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because the thing, that whole thing, I just think, like I always say, though, Wack is just being straight up dishonest, or either he's saying it to get a click or a view. Because if that happened to him, we know he wouldn't be cool with it. We know he wouldn't just be like, I don't think he would be a bigger man than I was about it. I truly don't. Like I'm a man at the end of the day, bro. Like with me, I know what I'm capable of. So it's like say you carrying a gun, right? Say you got your CCW, right? One of the things they let you know when you get your CCW, they tell you you're going to be looked at as the villain in every situation. So when you decide to use your weapon and you have a CCW permit, you better make sure that it's a circumstance where the use of deadly force is needed. And quiet is kept. They also tell you if you shoot somebody, kill them, because you don't want that person to come back to testify against you, because the victim is always looked at. Everyone's always sympathetic towards the victim. That's why when the police shoot you, they kill you. So you can't come back and be like, I was just walking to the store to get eggs and milk. Like, you get up there on that stand crying like Cassie, you could be guilty of sin, but all you need is for one juror to feel sorry for you. Dead men tell no tales, right? So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, when you look at that situation, I know what I'm capable of. Like, I'm going to tell you, like, even after he spit on me, spit at me, he spit on me to y'all. So after he spit on me, when I jumped up, you could see the people in the room, how the energy just shifted. And everybody, when it was done, was like, bro, when you jumped up, they was like, you got up so fast, like you could feel that something bad was about to happen.
He was about to fuck him up.
Bro, they felt like
man.
it's a different, when someone as big as me moves, it's a different energy. It's not the same as like when Suspect jumped on Kelpie. When someone like me who's big, when we move quickly, it's like if you ever play football, you feel it. It's a difference when that 375-pound old lineman start running down that line about to turn that corner than when the 215-pound running back turn that corner. You're like, no, that's weight moving. That's weight moving. All I could go ahead.
Take that knife out.
Yeah,
you
could see his eyes. He was terrified. He was terrified.
Which that was another thing. He tried to call you the police for calling out what he like. What type of weird mentality is that? You talking about he been saying this whole time he wanted to fight, and then as soon as he break out a weapon, now it's you the police. It's like, nigga, that's not what we've been talking about.
Yeah. If anything, you weren't snitching him out. You were calling him out just to see how much of a sissy he is.
I was laughing when I was saying that.
He had to pull out a knife.
I was laughing when I was saying that. We was all laughing because it was so comical that this dude just talked all this shit and now he's pulling a weapon out. That was hilarious.
Even the playing field.
That was so hilarious to me.
Anybody in that situation where you've been talking or going back and forth with somebody and y'all got issues and they've been talking about fighting, and then as soon as y'all get to that moment and a knife is to anybody in that situation, be like, nigga, why you got a knife out?
Exactly.
Bro, that ain't no police shit.
Bro, I'm literally like, you little bitch. You really brought a knife to No Jumper. I couldn't believe it.
I had to even the playing field.
Let me get these super chats, then I'm going to let Luis speak. Clip this. You versus Suspect size comparison is the same as Sus versus Lush or Kelpie. And he was willing to fight them fair and square. Clip this. I love you, global warming. It's not. I'm way bigger than Suspect as far as weight. He's taller than me. So, but in the streets, if you a tall nigga, you can't be claiming, oh, this dude's way bigger. Suspect got away at least 205. He's not little. You saw he got that skinny fat going on when his shirt came up. He's not little. He's just soft as a bitch. That's what
I'll still beat him up though.
Dude.
You probably will. But what I'm telling you is he's just not a fighter. He got no muscle tone, nothing. He's just a soft. He'll beat up a female. You know what I'm saying?
I
mean,
saw
if
that, dude. I was like, he even got abs, bro.
Skinny fat.
If Lush wasn't on drugs, Lush would have probably gave him a run, you know?
Yeah, Lush would have got some good licks in, but Lush is all, Lush is Lush.
Lush was lushy.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Lush was on something when he fought Sus.
See, okay, here's the thing, right? Okay, you just had a match. Now you have somebody that's worthy of fighting. Fight, bro. What the fuck?
In my opinion, it's like you can't lose. If you lose, you just say, well, bro was way bigger than me. That's like when Nipsey fought Big U. Nobody expected Nipsey to win that, but everybody respected the fact that he got him up.
Or if a nigga lose, be like, hey, bro, show me how you did that. That's real.
I'm going to be real with you. The most I would have did to Suspect is probably like get him down and pin him on the ground and just show him he can't. That's what you do to people like that. You pin them down and then you just show them like, look, you can't even do nothing with me. Like, that's more of a lesson, you know? I'm not out here like, let me black bro eye on the camera. See, but Suspect would do that to somebody. That's why he think everybody going to do it to him. See, he would try to humiliate somebody. So he think people going to try to humiliate him. He's projecting his own, ignorance onto others. That's what this is about at the end of the day, y'all. Suspect will do some grimy shit like that. So he's like, I ain't going to give a nigga a chance. It's like a shooter. When you walk around with a gun, I used to walk around with a gun. One thing I will tell everybody who walks around with a gun, if you walk around with a gun, you are looking at everybody else like they got a gun or they could have a gun on them. That's the poison that carrying weapons seeps into your brain. Let me read this. YWAC was begging Adam to bring Suspect back. Rad 7, I do not know, my brother, but maybe he wants him there for a reason. I don't know, but we gonna see what happened. Like I said, I wouldn't trip if Adam did bring him back, but you got to make sure there was some growth and that is sincere. Mendola, thank you for the super chat. Keep challenging the degenerates. We are behind you. Hey, I need y'all in those comments on No Jumper though, because the degenerates is up in arms, my brother. They like, hell no. What? The nigga with some sense. They literally said we don't come here to learn or to talk with sense. We come here for the crash outs. Like,
Nah, that's gonna change. That's
hey,
gonna
let's
change.
go, Norbeez. Oh no,
Brandon,
actually, Luis.
Brandon,
Wait,
Brandon. Oh,
Luis, and then Norbeez.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Can you hear
What
me?
up?
It was good.
How was the marathon burger yesterday? It was yesterday, right? Or
You
Saturday?
know what? I got a lot of people trying to fight me, so I've been on a diet. I've been working out and losing weight. Cause look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have a feeling one of these dudes is really gonna try me. So I want to be in great shape when that happens. Look, bro, I'm from the streets. I already know how it go. Everybody looking at me like, could I get him? Could I like get a hit on him? I know that, but you would be a fool to be like knowing shit is up and you ain't in shape. You know, it's like being in jail. You gotta make sure you're right. So I didn't eat no marathon burgers, none of that. I'm working out. I'm watching what I'm eating. Like literally, all I had so far today was a coffee, bro. That's it. And it's okay because I got a lot of stored fat for my body to feed off of. We're good. We're disciplined. We're getting back into discipline mode. So I just feel like it's a win for me because it's put me
Amen.
back in a space of focus, right?
That's fire. I saw everyone was showing you love, bro. You took pictures with Dodie Six. That's fire.
Yeah,
That's
we
what's up.
good. I always give everybody respect, bro, and I always look at people like for what the best. I promise you, Lush said it best. He told everybody. Brandon called me saying he wants Suspect to do well. I truly said that. I'm just like, bro,
Right.
just a little. When they asked me, are you cool with getting back on with Suspect? They asked me that weeks ago, right? Before we met up. I said, I have no problem. Y'all heard me say, I ain't worried about this dude. I understand that he's just a man who's immature, but I had no idea he'd be so scared to bring that knife. That's crazy. Go
He a
ahead, Norbeez.
keeper.
well, first of all, Brandon, I just want to give you your flowers for being the exposer that you are. I think is this number two, because you destroyed Tariq.
Tariq got killed.
You destroyed him. That was all you. And
Tariq in
honestly
a body
speaking,
bag.
I think that's one of the reasons why Wack doesn't like you. If he doesn't like you, because I think he's a big fan of Tariq. And
Never thought about that.
the way you did Tariq, that was fucking art. So my flowers to you for that one. And now you're exposing number two, which is Almighty, which I'm glad you are who you are, Brandon, because this is what the community needs. They need people like you that tell these audience, these people, that these guys are bullshitting. They're
Amen.
lying to you. They make it seem like they're the guy, and they're just lying to everybody. They make it seem like they're the biggest gang member in fucking LA. They're not even from LA.
Right.
Real people from LA don't act like that.
No, they don't.
Facts.
We don't
Bad
act like that.
representation of the city.
Like
Facts.
that podcast he went to is from San Bernardino, the Mexican guy that he went to. That's some dude from San Bernardino that pretends to be from LA. So
Man,
that's the funny part, that all these guys that like to lie to everybody about LA culture, they're not even from LA.
I lived in San Bernardino. I know all about those gangs. West Side, Verdugo, East Side, Crip. I lived out there from 7th grade to the 9th grade. So
Mm.
I got shit packed out by some Mexican dudes from West Side Verdugo. Still didn't hit the ground though. Still didn't curl up like a
Hey,
nigga in a shrimp position. And that was
Right.
only
Right.
that was in
Right.
the 8th grade. Like so, but I know all about San Bernardino, Waterman Gardens, all in Little Africa. I used to live out there. So
yeah,
you can't like I've been around. I've been around Cali. I've been around these sections. Like, bro, nobody, no smut on my rep. You can't go nowhere and ask a nigga about me and he woo woo oh nigga. Like I hit up some of
That's
the
right.
homies in the inbox, like, have you ever like because somebody was like, "Oh, what if they try to get somebody from the past to come and say something about you?" I hit up dudes in my inbox like, "Bro, have you ever heard of me get my ass whooped in a fighter?" And niggas is like, "Nigga, never, ever, not even nobody jokingly." So you just gotta you gotta just roll with the punches with this shit. This shit
definitely,
is
definitely.
a lot of clicks and view type shit.
And you gotta be careful with these trolls. They're not even trolls because they're just cheerleaders. A real troll, they're funny, they're creative, they make you laugh. A cheerleader, they keep repeating the same shit over and over. They're the cheerleaders, that is. So I'll tell you this much: ignore the cheerleaders because they might as well just be bots. They might as well be NPCs. They only
100%.
one role. You know,
Yep.
100%.
they're not real
Delmar,
trolls. Real trolls are creative and funny.
hey, Delmar Heights. Yep. Hey, I'm telling you, if you've been in San Bernardino, you know what's going down up over there. Go ahead, Big Chuck.
Yo,
I'm out of here, guys. Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Hold
Peace.
it down, bro.
yo.
Go ahead,
Oh yeah. Hey,
Big Chuck.
what's up, Brandon? Hey, I just want to say real quick. I think like suspect just like any man, like he got tricked mentally. Like his intelligence ain't there. Like he's been at No Jumper for how long? He don't even know you, and you came out of nowhere and just got the dude out his job. He looks stupid. I think he's just mad at himself. You know what I'm saying? Like you're making how much a month, and that's a good job for an idiot like him. Three,
Just to
four
sit around and do nothing.
to do nothing, and then you let him come and say he's a wee wee watcher, he's a wee
I'll
wee
take that
watcher,
check.
and lose
We're
your
expecting three
job.
bands a month.
Man,
No,
he
that's
getting
more
more
than
than
that.
that. Adam's a millionaire. Dude got money. It's a white man.
There was times when
Dude
bro was
got a
getting
lot of
like
money, man. He got a millionaire off them dudes, man.
there was times when bro was getting close to like 10 bands a month because it
I'm
was like
telling you.
it was fluctuating. Recently, I think they was getting about 5 bands a month, but that's still good to work 2
What?
hours a
In
day
this
and
economy,
only 2 days a week.
$5,000 a month to do
Fire.
nothing, and
Bro
you
making
and you
bro
get
was
rent.
making like longshoreman pay rate.
Yeah.
Not the same money as them, but he was on their pay rate because bro was getting paid like if you look at the time he was on air, bro was making a couple hundred an hour.
Yeah, I used to work in assembly lines. I worked at like a car company before, Chrysler. Dude, it's hard to make money, and that just shows he's almost 30, and these guys on here trying to sympathize with him. This dude's almost 30. He's not 16. This is an idiot. Like, what is wrong with him? He pulled out a knife. He can't fight. Because let me tell you, I'm glad you brought out that alley. Ain't no man doing me like that in no alley. Somebody gonna die.
They would
They're
have had to
gonna
kill me.
die.
They would have had to kill
Somebody's
me.
gonna die.
That's
Or
why I keep
they,
the Glock.
they would have had to kill me or say, you know
You
what,
gotta
bro?
kill me, bro. Ain't
Just put me
nobody,
down. Just
man.
knock me out. Knock me unconscious.
They
Like,
threw him on that fence and did you like a dog, boy. Ain't no way
but
I would be on
but
that. I couldn't show my face,
but
and
here's the
I'm
thing: get knocked out because getting knocked out would be more respectable
right,
than
right,
just
right.
standing up and
Stand on
walking off. He
stand on your
walked,
face, yeah. Stand
bro,
on your
walked down that
basically,
alley like a
yeah,
whoop dog.
yeah. You
If
gotta
you
take me
got
off my
strength in
feet.
your body, you supposed to be going at these dudes
Yeah,
because
take
you
me
need
off
to
my
let these
feet.
dudes. You need to let these dudes know if y'all don't put me down, I'm gonna keep coming. Y'all ain't punking me. Y'all ain't hoeing me. Bro literally got hoed, got up, all right, and walked off. Like, nah, hell
But
fucking
I'll
no.
tell you, Brandon,
Hey,
don't be
yo, let
giving
me get
out
a
your
one
Hell yeah.
mic.
don't be giving out your address, dude.
Oh my
Once
God,
like
base
look,
God.
once
That
some
wasn't my address.
oh, okay. Because once
That's
some
where my
time
car
goes
was
by,
parked.
he's gonna fall into depression. He ain't gonna be able to find no more money because he's a clown. Don't nobody want to work. McDonald's ain't taking him back. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
actually, that was my address, Big Chuck. That was my address.
Don't do that, bro.
That was my address. I'm winking. That was my address.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. That's
Let's
your
let them
address,
think that
yeah.
was my address.
Because
Hey, base.
you have to shoot a dude like him.
Hey,
He's an
base
idiot,
God.
man.
Let's go. Base God gonna be the last one. I just got the notice right now. I gotta
Hold
go
up.
soon.
Don't go nowhere. We
No, I
just
gotta
getting
go.
started.
No, I gotta
I
go. I
got a
gotta go to
couple.
work.
You got to answer for a couple things. Hold up. We're going to get to all that.
You better hurry up because I gotta go in like
Because
2
you up
minutes.
here talking about you represent the multi community and all this other shit.
The
That wasn't multi,
multi.
homie.
Oh yeah,
You
for
mean
sure,
Brazilian Jiu Jitsu?
First,
for sure.
we're going to start right here.
They're the ones who brought up the Muay Thai community.
When
I
suspect pulled out that knife,
yeah.
nigga, you was supposed to show everybody what you know. Nigga, if that was Jackie Chan, nigga, that was Bruce Lee, nigga, that was Chuck Norris. Them niggas would say, come at me with everything you got with the knife in his hands. Facts.
You sound dumb, bro.
Yeah. So here's the thing. They would have said, what? See, this is how we know that you're illiterate. You said they would have said, come at me with everything you got.
Oh, come on, man, with this
Suspect wasn't
clown shit, my
coming
nigga.
at, wait a minute. Suspect was not coming at me. He was running away from me. See, that's one thing Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee ain't gonna do. They're not gonna chase nobody down. They're gonna say, okay, you're attacking me. That's why it's called self-defense, not
So why
self-offense.
you left that burger shop Saturday when suspect was on his IG story?
We've
Why you
already
got up out of there?
We've already proven that that's not true. I've showed receipts that cannot be argued.
Brian Hurst, baby, said you Dr. Fade. That's a fact.
I don't care what he said. So anything Brian Hurst baby says a fact. So you a real bitch.
Nah, I'm telling you, I know Brian
No,
Hurst baby
you
to be a
sound
real
like
nigga.
Listen, let me tell you. The only people I've ever seen take a man's word as an indisputable fact is a prostitute. You got to be a prostitute.
So let me ask you this.
Wait a minute. Because Brian Hurst baby said it, that means it's true.
We go in the underworld where I come from. All you got is your word, homie.
Fuck where you come from. I showed you a receipt from Uber that shows that I left that event at 4:47, 37 minutes after the event was over. No suspect didn't show up to that bitch till 6 p.m.
So let me ask you this. Let's switch gears for a second, homie.
I'm
hold on. We'll get to all that. We'll get back to that because you said you're running out of time.
You're not the host of this show. Look, I want you to respond. I showed a receipt showing that at 5:03.
Small talk, my nigga. What you got against the FBA community, homie? Let's get to that.
I knew that's where this was going. I knew this was.
Where your people come from, homie?
They come from the Caribbean.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Oh, he's a tether.
There you go.
You're a tether lover. Nah, my family came off of them ships, man, all the way back to 1810.
What fucking ships, nigga? We didn't come from no fucking ships, nigga. We Native Americans, nigga.
Y'all
fuck you mean ships?
Where did the Native Americans come from?
Nigga, we was already here, nigga. The fuck is you talking about?
Where did the Native Americans come from? Anthropologically speaking, where did Native Americans come from? I'm asking you basically. He gonna mute up now.
Nah, I'm having audio problems.
Where did they? Yeah, you just hit the mute button. All right, that ain't no audio problem. Where did Native Americans migrate from?
Nigga, we was already over here, nigga. We didn't migrate from nowhere.
So so you guys evolved in North America?
Nigga. So what you saying? What are you getting this 1820?
Did you go to the 3rd grade?
Nigga, I got a bachelor's degree from LSU. Okay. You fucking clown. Where you got your degree from?
Hey, who was the Hey, look at who.
What college you went to?
No, let me ask you a question. Who was the 2nd president of the United States?
Man, come on with this fucking small talk,
I'm asking you a basic question.
My nigga, I'm not with no fucking small talk, my nigga.
Who was the 2nd president of the United States of America?
Who was the? Man, ask you this. Who was the 4th?
Who was the 4th?
There you go. There you go.
You gotta tell me. I don't know.
There you go.
Who's the 4th?
Come on, my nigga. We ain't with no fucking small talk, my nigga.
Listen.
Nigga, that's like me asking you who was the fucking coach when Jordan won his fucking college chair. Come on, my nigga. This small talk.
The 4th president of the United States was James Madison.
You say you from Long Beach, homie?
I'm from Africa. I am from.
There you go.
I am from Jamaica, man.
So why you want to go back over there? What you doing over here?
I'm there now.
No, you're not. You ain't got nothing to do with what's going on over there. You don't own no property over there. You don't own no land over there.
Nope.
Nigga, you're not giving back. You're not sending no food, no care packages. And them niggas is living in poverty right now. Them niggas is poverty stricken in Jamaica. That's a fact. Them niggas is poverty stricken in Nigeria.
They're also poverty stricken in the Mississippi Delta. What else is new?
I'm telling you.
Did you know that in the Mississippi Delta FBA stronghold, a kid doesn't receive their first pair of shoes till they're 9 years old? That's here. That's FBA community.
But this is what I'm telling you. Ain't nobody picking no fucking.
I want you to answer that. Why is it that in the FBA community, the Mississippi Delta, a child does not receive their first pair of shoes until they're 9 years old?
Nigga, that's not true.
Fact. That is
where you getting that? Where the receipt at?
That
where
is
the receipt at?
Oh, now you want receipt. Okay, so we're done with you because when I gave him receipts about the marathon shit, receipts don't matter. Small talk. When I tell him about the shoes for the little kids in the Mississippi Delta, now he wants some receipts. Bye, base guy. Hey guys, I appreciate all y'all coming up here. I really gotta go. We'll get up next time on another topic. Tonight, the WAC 100 situation. Come through.
What time?
Our way tonight, man.
Let's go at. Let's try to go at 6. Let's do 5. Let's do 5 or 6. Most likely 6.
Pacific, Tom.
Pacific. I'll put it on Instagram.
All right, bet.
All right,
Oh, I'm
peace.
about to follow you on IG too.
Please, thank you. At Define Brandon on IG. Hey, thank you, Dilly Dope Nadas. I'm
So
not
what's
really a
that?
racist,
What's
bro.
that?
I know
No,
they say that, bro.
what's that? 9. What's that? 9 Eastern, right?
Yeah, 9 Eastern.
All right.
Oh.
We gonna go up. All right, y'all. Peace. Thank you to everybody watching. Peace.
Take care, Brandon.
All right.